Imagine the cold winter of 1619. A young soldier climbs into a heated oven, literally into a small room with a stove, to keep warm. There, in the silence and heat, he has three visions that will change the course of human history. This soldier's name was René Descartes. Today, we used to think of him as a boring textbook guy, but his life was full of escapes, secret correspondence, and battles. How did a sickly boy who was allowed to sleep until noon turn into a man who killed the church's authority and science? It all started in France, in La Flèche, at an elite Jesuit college. Little René was in such poor health that the rectors allowed him not to get up for morning mass. He stayed in bed until 11 a.m. while the others marched. It was during these morning hours that his main habit was born: deep reflection in solitude. He realized that truth is born not in a crowd, but in the silence of his own mind. His first idea, the autonomy of thinking, grew out of those lazy morning hours. Later, he would say, in order to seek the truth, you need to question all things at least once in your life, as much as possible. After studying, Descartes makes a strange choice for a philosopher. He goes to war, but not for the sake of fame, but to see the world. He called it reading the great book of the world. Living in military camps among mercenaries and the chaos of the 30 Years' War had taught him frustration. He saw how people believed in absurd things and realized that our senses were deceiving us. A mirage in the desert, a stick that seems to be broken in water. If feelings lie in small things, can they be trusted in big ones? This is how his famous methodical doubt was born. He decided to discard everything that is not absolutely obvious. This led him to the most famous insight in history. That very night in the furnace, he asked himself the question, what if an evil demon is deceiving me, and even mathematics is an illusion? What's left if I doubt everything? The answer was overwhelming. The very fact of doubt remains. If I'm in doubt, it means I'm thinking, and if I think, then I exist. Ego cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I exist. This became his foundation. His nomadic life as a soldier, where everything around him was shaky, forced him to look for a foothold inside himself. Descartes moves to Holland, the land of freedom and fog. He's been living there for 20 years, constantly changing addresses, even hiding from friends. He says, the one who hid well lived well. His loneliness is not a whim, it is a tool. It is in this isolation that he creates a discourse on method. His life is the life of a man who does not trust traditions. He writes in French, not Latin, so that he can be read by ordinary people, not just priests. He says that the mind is equally distributed among everyone, you just need to use it correctly. But Descartes was not just a head in the clouds. His passion for anatomy, he often visited butcher shops to study animal organs, led him to the idea of dualism. He saw the body as a complex machine and the soul as something else. This idea was born out of his attempts to reconcile the rigorous science of the time with faith. His life was a balancing act on the edge. He was afraid of the Inquisition, remembering the fate of Galileo, so he encrypted his thoughts and was careful. The ending of his life is ironic and tragic. His ideas conquered Europe, and Queen Christina of Sweden invited him to become her teacher. For a man who slept until noon all his life and adored warmth, an invitation to icy Stockholm, where lessons began at 5 a.m. in an unheated library, became a death sentence. After a few months of this life, Descartes fell ill with pneumonia. Dying, he said, "Here, my soul is leaving." His death in 1650 was a direct result of a clash of his habits and someone else's will. René Descartes proved that we exist because we think, but his own life showed that even the greatest mind depends on a fragile body.
If Descartes lived today, he would be the king of minimalism and critical thinking. His ideas are not just dusty folios, they're instructions for hacking reality. Descartes' main feature is radical doubt. He offers us a game. Imagine that all you know is fake news, your feelings, your memories, even your hands. What if it's a simulation? His first and most powerful idea is Cogito ergo sum. This is the first reality hack. Descartes was looking for a truth that could not be refuted. You may doubt the existence of God, the internet, or gravity, but you can't doubt what you doubt. Doubt is a form of thought, and thought requires a thinker. This is your only solid ground under your feet. I think, therefore I exist. From that moment on, it was not God or the king who stood at the center of the universe, but the human mind. The second idea is his famous method. Descartes outlined 4 rules that will make you an intelligent machine. First, never take for granted anything that doesn't seem absolutely clear to you. Second, divide each complex problem into as many parts as you can, making them easier to solve. Third, go from simple to complex. Fourth, make complete lists and reviews so that you don't miss anything. Descartes said, in order to improve the mind, you need to think more than memorize. This is an engineer's approach to philosophy. The third idea is dualism. Descartes divided the world into 2 substances, a thinking thing, our mind, and an extended thing, everything material. He believed that our bodies are biological automata. Your heart pumps blood just like a clock is ticking. It was a revolution. If the body is a mechanism, it means that it can be studied, repaired, and treated using the methods of physics. Descartes quoted, "I describe the earth and the entire visible world as if it were a car." Thanks to this division, modern medicine and biology appeared. But why all this? Descartes wanted us to become masters and possessors of nature. He believed that the mind is a tool for improving life. He wrote, "Reading good books is like talking to the most worthy people of the past centuries." His philosophy is a call to stop being a passive consumer of other people's opinions and start building your knowledge system from scratch. Descartes showed us that true freedom begins the moment you decide to think for yourself. After all, if you don't use your mind, do you really exist?